Go with option 1 and then option 2. Okay, I know this.
いいの？本当にいいの？
Yeah, because I love you and I want to do it.
リキ君。
What? Wait, do what? Haruka-san called my name in a somewhat strained voice. She shook her head a little.
私はリキ君に望まれる女の子だったかな。
Haruka-san clumsily stroked my cheek. Her fingers were shaking. What's wrong?
願いが叶うことは。
I'm pretty sure I've never seen Haruka's bad end. Maybe the common bad ends, but not her actual bad end. So I have no idea what's coming with this ending. And that scares me. It's like, how depressing is it going to get?
決していいことばかりじゃない。望んじゃいけない願いもあるんだよ。
She's gonna go full on, yandere, and it'll turn into what was that called? Was it called School Days or something like that? I can't remember what it was called. Quite an infamous one, that's. It is kind of weird. Like back in the day where I actually would watch any anime, I remember I'm not sure if I watched the whole thing or not, but I did watch, or I was at least aware of School Days, and it's like, what kind of fucked up story is that? You got this loser guy trying to get laid with this girl he fancies. So his friend helps him out, and they practice. Then suddenly he's getting with every girl in the damn school, and he no longer cares about the girl he's interested in. And then love triangle comes into play, chaos happens, and let's just say didn't end too well for him in the end. So I'm like, yeah, that was a messed up one, man. That was I'm not sure if it was like some kind of visual novel as well. I think it was because it was an adaptation, I guess, I assume. Unless it was the other way around. I don't know. Away it goes. Fucked up story, man. But yeah, it's like, is she gonna go yandere on us?
リキ君。ごめんね。本当にごめんね。
She hung her head and started crying. Why is she apologizing? Why is she crying? These questions went round and round in my head. And the question I have is, in this version of Little Busters, where they added in those scenes, right? Did they have that scene amongst this? Because if they did, then that makes it just all the more like, ooh, no. But I couldn't find the words. All I could do was watch Haruka-san as she sobbed. But I don't know how they would incorporate it, because, in the original Little Busters, they didn't have those scenes at all. So I assume the endings are, that it has no relevance to whenever those scenes would happen, I guess. All I could do was watch Haruka-san as she sobbed. The next day, we had a single rumor. Rumor was Haruka-san withdrew from school. And this is all so very sudden, isn't it? It's like we went from her kind of going back to her old cheery self randomly, which I guess is a bit of a red flag in itself, isn't it? Because okay, something's not right here. And then suddenly she's like, I'll do anything for you, Riki. And then Riki's like, yeah. And then she's like, there's like sometimes what you wish for isn't for the best or whatever. She gets all sad, she breaks down, she's sobbing, and now she withdrew from school, and we're like, well, that escalated.
聞いたあの子のこと。
うん、やっぱりねって感じだよ。されたって話でしょ。
違うよ。 現行犯逮捕だってさ。
とうとうやっちゃったって感じ？
ナイフ振り回してたって。
やってたことがバレて退学だって。
そうなんだ。謹慎処分って聞いたのに。
She's not here. Just like I had done before when I wanted to talk to her, I went to Haruka-san's classroom but didn't find her there. Excuse me.
はい。
Is Saigusa-san there? Female student didn't hide her surprised look.
知らないの？噂のこと。
I know, I'm trying to find out the facts.
なんか突然いなくなっちゃったよ。だから噂にもなるよね。
So they got on about her wielding a knife, and it's like, there's no actual evidence of it at all. Just like, oh, she's absent, so it's probably because you know, her father is a criminal and all that. I see, thanks.
あ、ねえ、今思い出したけど、あなたってあの子の。
I walked away before she could finish her question. Oh, a Ricky's perspective, you can tell because, you know, it's now pinkish purple. As I thought, I'm not needed after all. Personal love can't even tell if it's me or not.
それなら私がいる意味なんてない。
It's like, now I'm like, okay, what got her into this kind of mindset all of a sudden?
呼びかけに応えた意味もない。
I mean, this adds a bit of context to the common bad end, I guess. You know, where she disappears, her hair's all down, and she's been crying, and Riki doesn't recognize her right away. He has to ask, he's like, is that you? So that's probably the mindset she's in right now, and I would kind of see how it happens, I guess, in a weird way. So in a way, the con bad end and her bad end are kind of the same, but I assume anyway. But in the actual bad end, we get context rather than it just being kind of abrupt and being like, well, how did they get to that and what happened after?
もう嫌だ。何もかもなくなっちゃえ。私なんか。
I heard the sound of a car horn. I could see the asphalt very close by. The thought that went through my head at that moment was...
なくなっちゃえ。
The sound of shoes striking a puddle violently reverberated in my ears. Holy shit. All over the school, rumors about why Haruka-san had left school were running rampant. It spread like wildfire, but after a few days, people got tired of the topic. Everything I heard was way too exaggerated to be considered seriously. I couldn't connect her herself. She didn't respond to my messages. I looked all over the school grounds for her, but Haruka-san was nowhere to be found.
はるちゃん、どうしたのかな。
And you never once thought to, like, ask for Jackie, or maybe... I mean, that's the thing, because obviously she's gone off on her own, and from the sounds of that, I'm guessing she jumped in front of a car.
はるか、何かしたのか。
Kamari-san and Rin spoke in worried tones.
リキ君、何か知らない？
I don't know anything either.
そうですか。
Damn, we haven't seen Miu in ages. And that's an interesting expression we don't see from her very often, if at all. When I asked Nishizono-san, shook her head a little.
寂しくなりますね。
It didn't seem like Nishizono-san knew anything either. Could looked like she was about to cry. In a panic, I tried to console her. Could, don't cry. She stopped mid-sentence and shook her head.
私は何もお手伝いできなくて。すみません。
She bowed deeply and apologized to me. I asked the prefects whenever I ran into them, but their response was always icy. Without even stopping to think, they all answered like, Saigusa, I have no idea. Huh? Was there someone like that here? Haruka-san. Felt a chill on my spine. I mean, if she did jump in front of a car like that scene seemed to imply, surely they would hear about it. Looks like it started to rain. I looked out from the school entrance as I watched huge ashen clouds droop together and heavy raindrops began to fall. The school gates I saw a figure holding up an umbrella. Looking at that person's back as they stood in the rain gave me a feeling of solitude. Started walking that way. Haruka-san. Is it gotta be her, though? As I drew near the gate, I recognized their characteristic twin tails. It is her. So what's going on then? Slowly, Haruka-san turned to look at me.
Yeah. こんにちは、リキ君。
Don't just hello me. Where had she been until now? And why hadn't I been able to contact her? Questions and doubts were rushing through my head.
そんな顔をして、どうしたの？
Why? I was confounded by the smile on Haruka-san. The rain was pattering loudly on the plastic of her umbrella.
どうもしてないよ。どうかしてるのは、そっちじゃないかな。どうかしてるのは、私じゃなくって。
What are you talking about? Haruka-san before my eyes gave a smile that was not Haruka-san's. Oh my god, has my theory proven true? She's become full-on yandere?
わからない。
No way.
そうよ。私は、はるかじゃない。
Oh.
かなた。
Oh. What? What the hell are you saying? Where's Haruka-san? Where did Haruka-san go?
いなくなったわよ。
Even with the sound of the rain, I heard her clearly. It's like maybe he's just envisioning her face. Because, you know, they are twin sisters, but they don't have the same eye color. Unless she put in contact lenses just for the hell of it. Even with the sound of the rain, I heard her clearly.
ここから、この場所から。
It just is weird for it to be Futaki's voice and Haruka's character model. It just doesn't make sense. I say character model, it's not a character model because it's not in 3D. I mean character portraits. He chased her away. Even as I said it, I answered my own question. No, that's not right. I didn't notice. Taki-san had just sprung her trap. Having been caught in that trap, the reason Haruka-san had run was me.
そうよ。あなたは気がつかなかった。三枝遥は認識されなかった。つまり、必要なくなった。だから、いなくなった。
I glared at Futaki-san, but my glare lacked venom, because her face was so much like Haruka-san's. I don't get it because they don't even look alike when it comes to their face, because they got different eyes. Their eye color is completely different. You have to snatch it all away from Haruka-san. Haruka-san that had made that claim had not been Haruka-san. I cursed my own stupidity.
最後の後押しをしたのはあなただけどね。
Is that kind of, in more ways than one, if she actually did, you know, jump in front of a car? Why did you?
なぜ？なぜですって？前も言わなかったかしら、その理由を。こうしなければ、あの子は潰れると。
I mean, if she did do what I think she did, you know, basically jumping in front of an oncoming car, and she's just going on about it, it's like, that is some bullshit excuse there. It's like, I broke her so that she wouldn't be broken. It's like, what? That is the stupidest logic I have ever heard. I couldn't comprehend it. Her reasoning was alien to me. Her umbrella rolled on the asphalt. She raised her right hand to her hair, and with a soft sound like water falling down to a puddle. Swish! Seeing her hair flow free, I groaned. What had I done? That is a fair point. It's like, what did you do, Riki? Is it because you said yeah in response to her? It's like, did it actually have one of those scenes and it was just not there because it's edited out of this version? Or, I don't know, because maybe because the original didn't have those scenes, but maybe it's like an implied thing. Where it's like, they didn't show it, but it's implied it happened. I don't know. What on earth had I done?
あなたが悩む必要はないわ。
Finally get a new CG. I think this is the first. No, it's not the first one. Futaki has had CGs before where it's just her. Well, just the one, and then the other one was with both sisters. You know, since I don't think I ever got the bad end, I don't think I've actually seen this CG before.
あのまま救われることなんてありえないのだから。
What are you saying? Do you even understand what you're saying? Haruka-san's circumstances. I couldn't believe Futaki-san, who could have best understood Haruka-san's situation, could say such things.
十分わかってるわよ。居場所がある方が稀なのよ。特別なことなの。この世界にはそれがない人がたくさんいるわ。容姿の美醜、性格の良し悪し、病気や体質。足の速い遅いから、人付き合いの得て増えてさえも。そんないろいろな違いゆえに、居場所を失い、奪われ、今も這いつくばっている人間。傷つき踏みにじられ、阻害されている存在なんてありふれている。校舎の裏で、階段の陰で、教室の片隅で、そういう人はたくさんいる。当たり前で珍しくもない。世界は多様性にあふれている。でもその実、繰り返しにしか過ぎない。退屈な日常、平凡な毎日。でも、誰もがそれを享受できるわけじゃない。どこかでマイナスを背負わされている人間がいる。三枝遥はその中で、ただの一例に過ぎない。
Her words were cold. How can you say something like that?
あなただってそうでしょ。誰だって何かのせいで何かを奪われたことがある。失ったことがある。小さなその何かが原因で。当たり前のありようでしょ。誰もが苦しみ、誰もが傷つけられている。
No? Just thinking to myself in response to that, like, someone has to suffer, someone has to be hurt. No. Ideally, that should never, ever be a case.
それでもなお、救いはどこからももたらされることはない。
It's like I can get at what some of the stuff he's talking about, you know, there's a lot of inequality in the world, you know, and there always will be. It's like, no matter what, there's always gonna be people that get dealt a worse card than others, you know? But it doesn't mean you just kind of go with the status quo, you know? It's like, try to change it. It feels like, in a way, it makes me think of, like, for example, the family tree stuff that I do and all that, right? It ultimately, like, especially with my depression, it's like I often randomly think to myself how pointless it kind of is at the end of the day. At the same time, it's like, you know, interested in it, and I'm also kind of like, makes me think of like historians in general, you know? History is something that can be lost, you know, to time. But, you know, historians, in a attempt to, you know, keep that history from being forgotten, you know, will document it. I feel like that's kind of me with the family tree as well, you know? It's like, okay, this person, this person, this person, this person. You know, eventually everything gets lost to time in the end. So it's just a futile attempt to prolong how long it is, you know? Struggle in vain despite the fact that it ultimately will amount to nothing in the end. What was my point here? But you know, despite all that, it's like when you think about it, life itself. You know, when you die, that's it for you. So it's like, well, it's like, was there a point to it? Did you make a point of it? Whatever, you know, it just feels like life itself. Everything is just basically, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, struggle, I guess, in a way, but I'm trying to think of how to word it. Because, you know, yeah, I guess that is what I think of. Is like, because me with my depression, especially after my mother passed last year, and the same year I also lost my cat, and this year, just this very week, we had our dog put down. I just feel kind of resigned in life when it comes to my depression at this point, where I'm just like, nothing does any meaning. But you know, even though I'm in kind of like a very big depression right now, I feel like it's within human nature, for the most part, to try to push forward, I guess. It's like, even, what was all this dialogue again? Someone has some here. So even people like at the bottom will, you know, they'll fight to get back up and all that, you know. They'll struggle. It's like it might ultimately be in vain, but it's like you fight for the change. You don't just sit there and be like, okay, yeah, I'm content with how shitty this situation is. No, you try to, you know, get out of it. So it's like, yeah, the world's a shitty place. And it's never gonna be not a shitty place, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't try to make it better. That was basically the point of that long ramble there. It's kind of weird, because like I said, it's like I kind of feel shit, you know, because depression, everything in life just feels meaningless to me. But at the same time, I can kind of come out with this kind of optimistic outlook. At the same time, it's bizarre. It's like more of a case of me being like, well, I don't feel this way about the world necessarily myself. I mean, maybe there is that just slight bit of optimism in me, I guess. It's like how in stories I prefer happy endings over sad endings, you know? It's like you got to have some hope there, you know? Despite the fact that I feel hopeless in life and all that. You get the idea, you know? So yeah, struggle on.
あなたも私も神様じゃない。救うことなんかできない。救えやしない。
I mean, that's another thing as well. We've ever seen it. It's like, okay, you and me, we aren't gods. We can't save anyone. There's no way we could. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to be a god to, you know, lend a hand.
だから、救われることなんてない。
The rain was pouring down fiercer and fiercer.
救われないのであれば、現状維持がいい。
Yeah, it's like Futaki here, she's, you know, she's kind of resigned to just like, don't rock the boat, you know, just let things be as they are, not actually have any intention of lending a hand, trying to make change, you know, help her sister and all that. Just like, nope, just leave it be, and what happens, happens. What's colder than ice?
その方がよりマシな幸せというものよ。だから繰り返す。変わらない日常。終わらない日々よ。
What are you saying? Don't understand. I don't. Taka-san.
誰もが傷つき、誰もが奪われ、誰もが失う。そんな当たり前のことをあなたに教えてるだけよ。
Honestly, such a outlook that she has there leads to two theories here for me. Either she's a bit sociopathic, or two, she's what's the word I'm looking for? She's suffering in her own way as well, and this is her way of dealing with it.
居場所探しだけしてもどうしようもない。そんな当たり前のこと。たとえ真実にたどり着いたところで、何も変わらない。ならば知らない方がいい。知らないまま、誰かを憎んでいればいい。憎しみを抱えることで前を向いていけるのなら、それで少しでもあの子が幸せになる可能性があるのならば。
You are. Somewhere I heard the wail of an ambulance siren. The rain was getting worse. I couldn't make out Futaka-san's expression. Her face was blurred, covered with what might have been rain, or maybe tears. Now that's clearly tears. Strength left my body. The scenery warped. At a time like this. The narcolepsy was suddenly kicking in and robbing me of consciousness. They really just wanted that as like some kind of plot device, didn't they? It's like, let's give Riki narcolepsy so we can use it at points where like, okay, we don't want him to find out what happened this year, so let's have him just, fall asleep. I couldn't hear anything from the world around me. Not the sound of the siren, nor the sound of the rain. Just as my consciousness was fading to nothing, I heard a voice.
三枝はるかに近づかないで。あなたではあの子は救えない。あの子を認識できないあなたでは、たった一つを失うだけで、あの子はダメになる。もう血の匂いは嗅ぎたくない。路上の血の花は見たくない。だから、近づかないで。二度と、近づかないで。
Hearing those final words, the bottomless darkness took me. So how it's just like the way that was, the way she was phrasing all that is like, again, what? So was she still alive, or? Because Little Busters is a very odd visual novel. Once you you get a very different perspective of things when you actually get Rin's true ending. So, until then, I can't really elaborate or even try to think. It's like, maybe these things would be like, oh, that and this, but I don't know. So, let's go for version 2. Look how happy she was. That was clearly the red flag. It's like, she wasn't so happy in the well, she was. But, she, well, she wasn't this upbeat necessarily, but, they were still working on the research. And then she was like, why don't we just call this off? And we're like, okay, sure. And then it takes forever, but then you get the bad end. They kind of, they trick you into thinking, oh, yeah, there's not really going to be a bad end. It's just going to play out as normal. Nope. It just takes a while to get there. Haruka-san. I'm not sure when the teacher will be back. Okay, so they totally did do it then. That's totally the implication there. So we shouldn't have Haruka-san.
いいじゃん、リキ君。今は誰もいないんだし。
So that's what happens, Riki. it's like it's like, was it Karno Shoujo? Was that the visual novel that I was thinking of let's playing years back and was on the list of visual novels to let's play, but Little Buses won the poll. And in that visual novel, that's generally what happens. It's like, if you get laid, man, it means you're gonna be slayed. Because often accompaniment to one of those scenes is death. It's kind of like a slasher, I guess. It's like, okay, they had, an intimate moment, and so at least one of them must die now. It's wild how common that is in Garan Shoujo. It's like, if you get laid, you're gonna get slayed. So, moral of the story, don't get laid. Or if you do get laid in a flashback, because then it doesn't matter. That's not the problem, Riki-san.
誰も見ていないから大丈夫だよ。
I wonder, this scene probably doesn't happen if you take the choice to continue searching for the truth about her father, I guess. Or maybe it does, but it plays out differently, where the choice doesn't come into play. Because this is clearly, I don't know, Haruka is becoming a lot more clingy, and then I guess after all this, she kind of feels like, I don't know. It's like something in her obviously changes, and she... You know what? A thought just occurred to me. I mean, no, it can't be, can it? Because Fuzaki was going on about how Riki, like, you didn't even recognize her. You forgot her existence. And it's like, that would actually make sense. What if... Well, actually, it wouldn't make sense at all. It'd be very out of character. But what if this Haruka that we've been seeing here was actually Fuzaki all along? It'd be a hell of a twist. And I'd be like, what the hell is she doing with Riki like that? That seems very out of character. So, but in a way, if it were Futaki and, Riki ended up getting into Futaki or whatever like that, I can see how that would push Haruka over the edge. But I'm like, this is just so confusingly written that I'm like, that theory is probably not right. Surely not. This has got to be Haruka. I suddenly noticed her right hand pressed against my chest. Wait a minute. It was still shaking. I could smell it faintly, a fragrance like mint. I finally noticed there was something a little different about that. Didn't Haruka say that she hated the smell of mint? Oh my god, was I right? This is actually freaking Futaki, isn't it? No way. Why?
どうしてここで
So did they actually get intimate? Did Futaki really get it on with Riki? So much for your frickin' morals, Futaki, you damn hypocrites.
やっと気がつくのかな
It's like once it said like the right hand, it's like, wait a minute. Haruka's left-handed. Her voice was flat.
最低ね本当に最低ね
Dude, you were the one fricking coming on to Riki.
あなたも私も
Okay, at least she includes herself amongst that.
最低ね
This Haruka-san who wasn't Haruka-san whispered and covered her face. I got the feeling that I'd somehow hurt both of them. Well, I didn't understand what was going on. Why? I mean, that's a fair point. Sure, they're twin sisters, but they got different eyes. Surely that should be obvious enough. Something must have warped your perspective.
最悪の最低な結末へようこそ
I always find it interesting with eyes, Yokoso is welcome, but it's right at the very end of the sentence in Japanese. She spoke in a very, very sad voice. I felt a kiss on my cheek. That moment, my vision went completely dark. Makes me wonder what her route's gonna be like. Will it be a role reversal where the bad end for her route is that you end up with Haruka instead? It's like, okay, role reversal. An intense drowsiness. No, that wasn't it. It was more intense, like cloth being forcibly ripped. Tear. It was the sound of the world being torn apart.
それでも気がついたのだから。お礼を言うわ、直江力。たとえこの先が明るくないとしても気がついたのだから。もしも私だと分かっていてこうなったのなら、私なんか放っておいて。
Is this an implication that she was also interested in Riki? It's like, god damn it, what about Riki? Drives all the girls wild, man. He's the most generic, boyish looking guy ever. Does it just their motherly instincts kick in? It's like they want to protect him?
私みたいな最低の人間なんか気にしちゃダメ。二度と来ちゃダメ。
Yeah, about that, Futaki, you know, you've still got your route to get to at some point. Although we have to clear all the other routes first, before we unlock the refrain routes. Which begs the question, when it's like, I'm going about this in a specific order. It's like, okay, when each character joins the team, you know? So it's like, okay, we start out with Rin. Kamaru is the first member outside of the original Little Busters group to join. So that was the route. Then it was Kurgan, now it was Haruka, after this it'll be Kud, and then Miu. And I think it'll probably go like this after that. I'd probably go back and get Kuragai's true ending, because I think by that point maybe it'd be unlockable. And then Sasami's route, and then Futaki's route, and then weird blonde haired girl with the freaking gun. Save that one to last. That is the one I'm not looking forward to, because it feels like a character that just kind of completely out of place. It's like, why does she have a gun? Why is in the CG she pointing the gun at Riki so casually? It's like, this is freaking Japan, man. It doesn't make any sense. Then again, a lot of things in this visual novel don't make sense. Kind of, it is the key way, you know?
あなたは誰も救えない。茶番なんか終わらせて、早く二人で逃げなさい。
Also, I'll edit out that bit that I just rambled about at the end there, because I don't know if it would be considered a spoiler or not, the way I said it. I don't know, because it's like, when it comes to key vision novels, you know, it's so annoying because you gotta wait till much later on. And not even in this route either. We get like hints of it, but yeah, I won't say anything more, because even just kind of vaguely alluding to anything kind of be like, oh, so there's some kind of thing to it. There's a whole story then. Like, shut up and just get on the block. Farewell. You good-natured adulterist. My vision became blotted with pure black. Before I could say anything, I was soiled by the darkness. So, did he die? Did she kill him? What happened? So I guess the implication there was that Bad End version 1, he, you know, got it on with Futaki, and Haruka presumably jumped in front of a car, either died or was hospitalized, and Bad End version 2, God knows what happened there. Because it's like, he finally realized that it was Futaki, and he's like, wait a minute. And she's like, yeah, we're both horrible people, aren't we? And then everything just goes black, everything goes dark. So the implication is either Riki just got killed by her, or it just kind of ended in a different way. Either way it goes, I've never seen those endings, I'm pretty sure. So let's get back on the true end right now. We've got the bad ends out of the way.